Last year was the first year we did the SVN Innovation Awards. We were celebrating our 20-year anniversary, and it was a time of reflection to look back on all that the SVN community had created over the last 20 years, but it was also a time to really look forward and think about what's next. Who's going to be leading the next generation of social ventures, which is the theme of this conference. The people on the stage are all running an organization and submitted an idea that's less than 5 years old, that has something to do with business and is having a positive impact on either the environment or economic justice.
Everything that I've been doing for the environment since 1970, I did it to be green. I did it because I was fed up with the smog in LA. I did it because the first Earth Day in 1970. I did it for a number of reasons. But what happened next, and it happened the first year, was kind of surprising to me. I realized very quickly I was also saving money. All the stuff about the environment, that's very important, and economic justice, very important. That's why we're here. But I have a suggestion for all of you. Just slow down. Really. Jonathan Lewis.
Microcredit Enterprises provides the credit balance sheet for impoverished women and micro-entrepreneurs around the world who need to get lines of credit to start the businesses that would allow them to grow and prosper, feed their children. And at $1 a day, that's what we're talking about. Now, 3 years later, on this day, at this time, we have 26 overseas partners on 4 continents in 15 countries. And tonight, as we dine, 95,000 women will feed their children. So, thank you. Thank you.
Michelle Kaufman from Michelle Kaufman Design.
While I believe in what good design can be for people, there's a huge problem out there that our landscapes are filled with thoughtless crap. Right. And only 3% of our homes are actually designed by architects, which is, it's so inaccessible for most people. And I realized that we as architects and builders can either continue to complain about that or try to do something about it. And that's really when I set out with the mission of making thoughtful, sustainable design, allowing people the experience to walk into spaces. And it's been pretty amazing because while people might see samples or they might read things, it's still abstract, but then when they walk into a home and they say, oh, wow, this is a green home. Oh, I could live here. I feel good. I don't know why, but I feel really good in this space. And I think that's really powerful for people.
Janine Jacokes from Partners from the Common Good.
PCG is a national nonprofit loan fund, and we operate as a wholesale participation network of mission-driven investors, borrowers, and lenders. We are a matchmaker and a lender. We help socially motivated investors and national funders that want to use their money to make the world a better place. And we help them find good borrowers in local communities that promote economic justice for low-income people. Now, PCG is much like Horton from Horton Hears a Who. And if you recall, Horton was the elephant that heard the little voice of people that had no voice and committed himself to protecting them. In the end, people didn't believe him. They thought he was crazy, but he vowed to protect them. And the town finally rose up, and in their collective voice, they were able to be heard. I am inspired by people that are not heard. In financial services, that means people that are not heard by those with capital. And I believe the thing that we all know down deep is what Seuss wrote in the Lorax. Unless someone like you cares an awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not.
Willie Foot from Root Capital.
We're a social investment fund, and we provide capital to small and growing businesses in developing country. We're focused on reducing poverty and sustaining the environment. We are pioneering finance for grassroots businesses and unbanked rural communities in developing countries working in Latin America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. To date, we've provided over $100 million in credit to 210 rural businesses representing 340,000 people. I'll never forget after we financed one of those milling facilities, I went walking through the green rolling hills of Rwanda with a woman, farmer and co-op manager, and she told me the following. Her name was Angelique Karakezi, and she said that our milling facility, our coffee washing station, has become a meeting and a healing place for our members. And the members include Hutu and Tutsi people. And I, needless to say, think a lot about that story when I think about our work at Root Capital and when I think about the positive change that business can have in the world.
Tim OShea, ladies and gentlemen. Clean Fish.
Clean Fish began in 2004 out of concern. We saw terrible stories about farm salmon, industrial farm salmon, and people came to a very, very quick fix reaction of farm bad, wild good, farm bad, wild good. And my co-founder and I realized that if we just did a few clicks, if you just did the math, if we went farm bad, wild good, we'd be fished out. Our children and our grandchildren would have shirimi and a good day, and that'd be it. You see, we're only one generation into commercial aquaculture. Only one. Subsistence and village economy aquaculture has been around for a long time. If we don't reward and redeem responsible aquaculture and give the oceans a rest, we're not going to get to where we want to go. This is a yes we can movement. Yes, we can invest dollars and vote with our forks for better practices. November 4th, you vote with your fork with every single meal. Actually moving into a yes we can mode with our investment, with our dollars, and actually being able to take back our oceans, take back our planet, and take care of each other. Thank you so much, SVN community, for honoring us. Thank you so much.
Kirsten Toby, Revolution Foods, a fine organization that she started. Kirsten.
We started the company to provide healthy lunches for schools. We both came not from the food industry, but from the education world. I don't know how many of you have been in a school lunchroom recently, but you probably wouldn't be that impressed by what you see in most cases. It's not a question of who should have access, who can afford healthy food, who where is healthy food available. We believe that all kids should have access to healthy food. So whenever we talk about our company, we always try to say delicious before healthy, because we know it has to taste good, and we know it has to be healthy and made of high quality ingredients. And people just don't give kids enough credit. Childhood is about exploration, it's about learning new things, and so that's the other part of what we're trying to do is really just respect children with the food that we're giving them and involve them in the process. If you look at one of our menus, every meal that's on there was the result of a kid telling us that they wanted it.
Our dear friend David Brower said, and Kim remembers this, he said years ago, capitalism is a great idea, we ought to try it. But that means to value our real capital, to see the value in our trees standing. They certainly have value when you turn them into 2x4s and plywood, but they have a value standing.
I just want to say once again, this has really been one of the highlights of my year, working on the awards program and meeting all of you and getting to hear about the inspiring and amazing work that you're doing. So thank you so much for being here with us this evening.